I saw Bernie Sanders post
nothing.
yesterday about he likes what Trump is attempting to do with the Pentagon by auditing them and stuff like that.
Okay, attempting. Let's see it happen.
The Department of Defense has never passed an audit and has only been required to conduct one for 7 years, starting in 2018, when Trump was in office. It has an $800 billion annual budget, $3.8 trillion in assets, and $4 trillion in liability.
I'm getting some flack because I said that Musk was pro-apartheid. So don't be suing me, okay?
What I want to know, because I pay hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of taxes, what you doing with my money? I got a question for you. Do you know where your nearest abortion clinic is located? Well, let me give you a tip. It's not where you think it is. It's not as far off as you think it is. It's not just in the inner city communities anymore. It's right at your mailbox. Let me give you a tragic reality. Today alone, 3,000 women and young girls will take the abortion pill, which is sent directly to your house. And it's creating a situation where these young teens and women are their own abortionists. They're taking these abortion pills. They're dealing with it in their own bathrooms, in their own dorm rooms. Nearly 70% of all abortions are done through chemical abortion pills. And it doesn't matter if you live in a state that have restrictions on abortion. They're still sending the pills by mail, and they're still being administered to young women and also teens. And I don't care what anybody says. Abortion pills are not health care. And women are getting abortion pills for free now. They're stocking up. They're keeping a supply just in case they find themselves in an unplanned pregnancy. Women are taking abortion pills with no ultrasounds, no medical supervision, no post-abortion counseling or medical care. I need you guys to join me to support Save the Storks, to reach her first with the Medical Mobile Clinic. Women receive compassionate medical care through testing and ultrasounds. And here's the number that should change everybody's perspective, and it will change lives. 3 out of every 4 women who board the Stork bus and see her baby will choose life. So I need you guys to help me get across the finish line. We're almost there. Let's get a medical mobile clinic right here in Phoenix, Arizona, one of the largest cities in the country. And there's a lot of women that need compassionate service, love, and real information, and not lies. So go on and donate today. Link is in the description section. We're speaking about Doge. I want to jump to this topic real quick, that the left meltdowns over Elon Musk's polls showing majority of Americans agree with what Doge is doing. I don't know how you are a living human vessel with a soul in it, and you are not perplexed, upset, angered, infuriated, whatever term I can use to describe. You should feel some type of way when you go back and look and you say, the Pentagon haven't passed an audit in like 7 years. The devil is a lie. How fast can you lose your job? We got $1.7 trillion where nobody know where it's at. We got over, I don't know how many, 20 million people that are over 120 years old, but still have an active Social Security number. But like, y'all playing with our money. People have taken their own lives because they've been so burdened by taxes, behind on bills, getting their stuff garnished. Some people have had all kinds of issues when it comes to the forced taxation by the government. And you did all that, and we find out y'all playing with our money. Everybody should be mad. I don't care if you like Elon Musk or not. I don't care if you don't like his baby mama drama. I don't care if you don't like him because he's a transhumanist. I don't care if you don't like him because he don't believe in God. I don't care if you don't like him because he's from Africa. I don't give a What I want to know, because I pay hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of taxes, what you doing with my money? What y'all doing? If I had an accountant on payroll and I look up and say, we got how much debt? We spend more in our interest payments than an entire division of my company making annual salary or annual revenue. You gotta lose your job. You telling me if I go down to Pure Choice Apparel, which is one of my companies, Pure Choice Apparel. So if y'all need apparel, we'll take care of you. You're a business, you're a big influencer, and you need somebody to take over that, we got it. We work with Candace Owens, Larry Elder, who else we got? The Cartier family. I mean, everybody. We do it all. Anyway, if I go down there and we do an audit and they can't tell me where my money going, if they can't tell me why they purchased XYZ for the distribution company, if I go to Synergy and they cannot tell me and they don't have an account for where the money is going, somebody finna get fired. I may even swing on you. I don't know. I'm just, y'all pray for me. If my money, you playing with my money, I may swing on you. All right, let's pull this up real quick. Roll the clip.
Brand new polling, which shows overwhelming support for the DOGE cuts. When asked if the U.S. federal government debt is unsustainable, 67% say, heck yeah, it is. It's unsustainable. 33%, nah, man, we got this. But when asked if DOGE is helping make major cuts in government expenditures, 60% say, heck yeah, it's helping. 40% say, no, it's not helping. And finally, when asked if DOGE should have access to the sensitive data, remember that one? 58% say, heck yeah, give them the access, compared to 42% who say, don't give them the access.
Now, here's the thing. This is kind of weird to me, that there is a thing about access to privileged information. Are we stupid or are we real stupid? The people who work in the IRS right now, or before Trump got in, the people who worked in the IRS, people who led the IRS, they already had access to your money. They have more to gain by manipulating your Social Security number than Elon Musk do. Why all of a sudden it's a thing that your information could be compromised? Why is it a thing now? Oh, like it's new. Like the Social Security number was under lock and key with a passcode and multi-verification authentication, whatever you want to say. And that's been like that since the beginning of time. And all of a sudden, Donald Trump and that rich dude, Elon Musk, somehow broke the code and now they have access to your stuff. Bro, people got access to your Social Security everywhere. How you think they were able to garnish your funds if you don't pay your taxes? How you get that tax bill? They got your info. Some of y'all got to put your Social Security number in your bank, and their bank got your Social Security number. The bank got your bank information. Any of that get breached, you done. These people broke. They would love to steal your money. Oh, you go anywhere in the hood right now, they selling Social Security numbers in the hood. You just give them they sell your Social Security number and credit card numbers. I don't know if y'all know that. They do that in the hood. They got socials everywhere. They got more of a reason to steal your money than Elon Musk, who has businesses worth trillions of dollars. Why would he risk making another 100 million when he had 400 billion? He gonna make $100 million off of your little money and then go to prison for life. Come on, man. Y'all can't be that silly. All right, let's go on to Jasmine Crockett. She nuttier than a nutty bar. She nuttier than a payday. Let's see. We'll find it real quick. But she nutty. The epitome of ghetto losers is Jasmine Crockett. Roll the clip.
Is there anything good that this administration has done so far? Anything that you can say, well, at least that's a good thing?
Huh?
Okay.
Illegal border crossings are down 94%. Huh?
Not nothing. I saw Bernie Sanders
Not
post
nothing.
yesterday about he likes what Trump is attempting to do with the Pentagon by auditing them and stuff like that.
Attempting. Let's see it happen.
The Department of Defense has never passed an audit and has only been required to conduct one for 7 years, starting in 2018, when Trump was in office. It has an $800 billion annual budget, $3.8 trillion in assets, and $4 trillion in liabilities. The average audit of a large business can take anywhere from a few months to a year. As of right now, the largest company in the world is Apple at $3.86 trillion, meaning that auditing the Department of Defense would be like auditing the largest business in the world. Donnie's been in office for 4 weeks. Attempting.
The vast majority of the waste, fraud, and abuse that we have in this country is Department of Defense.
Good thing they're trying to audit it. Demon.
You can Google and find out that at some point in time we were spending like $1,000 per toilet or something. So like that's where we see these inflated costs. That's where we have a lot of contractors. That's where they play a lot of games.
Cool. That's what you call a common thread, a pattern of behavior. Where there's smoke, there's fire. I'm sure it's not only happening there. Good thing they're trying to audit it. And all the other departments that are likely doing exactly the same. Really makes you wonder why you've been screeching so much about how bad Elon is.
But approximately 50% of our discretionary budget is defense.
Yeah, and we'd all like that to be reduced. But generally speaking, one of the primary objectives of the federal government is defense, as the individual states do not spend any money on national defense, whereas the federal government spends money on national defense in every state. So yeah, that kind of makes sense though.
And they can't pass an audit. So why we didn't start there, where Elon has decided that he was going to get 2 new contracts just in 2 weeks, one for $400 million to Tesla.
That was initiated by the Biden administration. Try again.
Another for a little over $300 million to SpaceX. I don't know why we didn't start there.
Hold on a
SpaceX
second.
has significant.
Can I say this? Bobby Sauce may say it. That's his name, Bobby Sauce. You can follow him on social media at Take Naps. At Take Naps. Follow him on Instagram. I love his content. But Bobby Sauce may say this. $400 million, it's not that big of a deal to a multi-trillion-dollar company. And it's like people don't understand money. If I were to get, just say with Pure Choice Apparel, which is my apparel company, or our screen print company, just say somebody were to give me a $10 million contract. People don't just give me $10 million and I put it in my pocket. You have to do work. That's what the contract is. I may have to make 1 million shirts. That costs time, effort, energy, supplies. So I have a contract for 10 million. The cost may be 5 million. And then employees and time and all this other stuff may be another million. So technically you gave me a $10 million contract, but I only made by 4 million. The company made 4 million. But to keep the company sustainable and make sure you have a run rate, which means if you have a hard times, you can still pay all your employees, you got to keep some of that money in residual in the company. The CEO of the company can't just have all that money. So if they had first of all, Elon Musk is worth 400 billion. They doing a $400 million contract. After the resources, the cost, all this other stuff, and reinvesting in new projects, Tesla may break even on a deal like that. And Elon getting $10 million off of that, 100 million, makes zero difference to his $400 billion net worth. These people are so stupid, and then they act like they know what they're talking about, and then they got all these people following them and being like, yeah, Elon got contract deals. His companies do. He don't need the money. Y'all know the difference between 400 billion and 400 million? How much is 400? It's a million. Hold on, how much would that be? 400 million. He worth 400 billion. How many 400 millions can go into 400 billion? So you go 400 billion divided by 400 million. So he make 1,000 times. His net worth is 1,000 times what defense contract or some government contract. 1,000 times. Nick, do some more numbers for me. How many times does 400 million go into 1.7 trillion? That's probably hard to put on a calculator. That's so many zeros in 4.7 trillion. He gonna tell me in a minute. My math ain't that good, y'all. 1.7 trillion divided by 400 million. There's so many zeros. He'll get it in a minute. I'm doing the math to let you know how insignificant a $400 million contract is to a $1 trillion company. Can we make that? So 4,250 times. So the company's worth 4,250 times what this one contract is. Elon is 1,000 times richer than what this contract is. That's how insignificant this is, and they want to make it a big deal. Roll the clip.
Significantly reduced the cost of a space launch, with SpaceX launches being up to 10 times cheaper than a NASA launch. In 2022, NASA Administrator Bill Nelson said that SpaceX has saved the United States government over $40 billion on military space launches. Elon himself has challenged any person to find a single expenditure that SpaceX has produced that has not been a cost savings to what it would have cost the federal government or NASA to do it on their own. His contracts are literally saving us money. Demon.
But it seems like we could find a lot of waste, fraud, and abuse because, again, they've not been able to pass an audit.
Good thing we're auditing them. Oh, my God. Yell it sassy.
There is a lot of waste, fraud, and abuse in the federal government, though.
I'm not going to say that there's a lot.
Bro, you just said there's a lot. You just said it.
Hold on.
It was the last sentence you said.
She literally did say there was a lot. She said that the department that has 50% of our discretionary spending hasn't passed an audit. I mean, what does this mean? What does this mean? Where do they find these people? Somebody voted for her to be in office again. Roll the clip.
I'm going to say that it does exist. I'm going to say that it exists. I don't think that there's a lot. I
So
think
why are we so in debt then?
we're in debt because we decide that we're going to reduce the income.
That's not how debt works. Youthful, sassy crustacean in training. Debt comes from spending and borrowing, not from reducing your income.
Well, those Trump tax cuts, they expire right about now, and he's trying to reinstitute them.
Yeah, because it's good policy. So good, in fact, that the Democrats didn't do anything to change them for 4 years when they had the chance.
So here it is. You've got Elon Musk running around talking about something. I'm cutting this. I'm slashing this. I'm doing this and that and da-da-da, all this kind of stuff, right?
Yeah, okay, we're done here. Why are you so clueless, soggy, and clueless? Just because you yell it sassy doesn't mean it's true.
Bobby South's crazy, boy. I wish we had that full clip of Dumb Dumb McDumb. But regardless of that, I mean, she's a complete idiot. It's crazy. They have the most to say, and they know the least about government. There's a reason why y'all got to think about it too. The amount of money that we give to other countries, the amount of money that we gave to Ukraine, the amount of money that we give to Israel, the amount of money that we give all over the world, like the money that we wasted. If we, after they finish with the audit, I think the American people are going to realize that we probably shouldn't be $30-something trillion in debt. And that if they weren't wasting our money and stealing our money and misusing and mishandling our money, then we could have Trump give a stimmy check and then not cause us to go in a tremendous amount of debt. We should be a country that's net positive. Now, a little debt ain't bad, right? You can leverage debt to do a lot of stuff. I leverage debt in my company. I don't buy this stuff straight out. I leverage debt. That's how you do it if you're smart. You're not going to, I use other people's money to make money. If I'm going to make a 40% return on my investment, I go borrow the money for 5% interest and I make a 40% return on my investment. I never used any of my money. I use their money with a little bit of interest, but my profit margin is going to be higher than their interest payment. So I make that money. I let my money stack and I take their money, use it, pay it back. Take their money, use it, pay it back. Take their money, invest it, build it, pay it back. And my money just go like this. Therefore, I have liquidity and disposable income in case something major happens and I want to use my money for it. But my goal is to use the bank's money and everybody else's money to make a lot of money and then keep my money, invest my money and stuff. Anyway, only smart people understand that, I guess. All right, let me go to this other Scott Jennings clip. Hold on, Joy Behar. Because she had to write a legal note. Put that chicken head on the camera. Chicken head. Boop, boop, chicken, boop, boop, chicken head. Y'all know that song? You know, some of y'all are old enough to know that song, Chicken Head. I wish I had the song, but I'll probably get copywritten if I play it. Let's see what this fool had to do. I don't think you should be able to do a legal note. I think you should get sued and they could take your whole company. But listen to what she had to say, wrote a clip.
And Elon Musk kisses his butt and strokes his tiny ego or big ego, whatever it is. And he doesn't get to do, he can take a nap while the guy who was not born in this country, who was born under apartheid in South Africa, so has that mentality going on. He was pro-apartheid, as I understand it.
He's a naturalized citizen.
Right?
Now.
He's a naturalized citizen.
Now he's a naturalized citizen.
Oh, really? How did he do that? Did he come over the border
He
legally?
had an H-1B visa, I believe.
He flew in.
Yeah, he allegedly overstayed that visa.
Yeah, but I think this is just perfectly wonderful for Trump. He can take a nap and let this foreign agent, an enemy of the United States, do his job.
Anybody else?
Come on, she got to read the legal note.
Elon, I wouldn't go as far as to necessarily call him an enemy of the United States yet. Let's give him a little bit of time.
That now I'm getting some flack because I said that Musk was pro-apartheid. I don't really know for sure if he was. He grew up at that time.
But you said it.
When apartheid was in full bloom before the great Nelson Mandela fixed that. He was around at that time, but maybe he was, maybe he wasn't. He might have been a young guy, too.
Might have been.
So don't be suing me, okay, Elon? They're allowed to say any lie they want, but we have to be really strict. That's why this show is important.
Yeah.
Everybody can say any lie they want, but when we lie, we got to correct it. That's pretty much what she said. We try to lie, but they make us correct it. Yeah, because you're going to get sued by the richest man in the world, okay? And her saying that he's, an enemy. He's a naturalized citizen. Do you not understand what that means? He's not an illegal alien. He go, well, how did he get here? Did he come illegal? No, he was on an H-1B visa, which is legal. Oh, he overstayed his visa. I don't know if that's true whatsoever. But if he did, maybe it was a technicality because he ended up getting naturalized citizenship. And the guy has made such an impact in the United States that it's ridiculous. He's probably one of the greatest Americans to ever live. And to be quite honest, I'm talking about it as far as accomplishments, not morals and stuff. I don't know. That dude, he probably in the middle somewhere with all them baby mamas. But he definitely has made some tremendous amount of strides and accomplishments, and his transparency with his companies. Like he don't patent Tesla's technology. He doesn't. He say it's open patent. It's an open patent. So anybody can use what Tesla uses to make their vehicles, and he challenged people, if you can make it better and cheaper than Tesla can make it, then you can have it and do it. That just makes the world better. I don't have to have a proprietary connection. I just want the world to be better. And most people would never do something like that. And don't forget, I think he had a big part in rescuing free speech by buying X, and he also helped Donald Trump get across the finish line. He was giving away $1 million a day at one point. I think Nick got selected, but he wasn't at home, so they walked away. Literally, Elon Musk's little organization that was giving away $1 million a day came to his house, hit the Ring camera. He at work, and they walked away. He almost won $1 million. It is my fault, actually. If you weren't here and you were sitting at home, you would have had $1 million. Hey man, you give me 50,000, I'll be cool with that. Anyway, let's go to Scott. I got Scott Jennings clip and I got AOC clip on the same topic, but I know you guys want to see it because you want to see how people reacting to all this stuff. Let's go to Scott Jennings, the man of the year. Roll the clip.
Can we be real for a moment that Doge is not about, right? It's not about spending. It's about shrinking government so that it'll be too small to stop Trump with whatever else is in this plan.
Why would the government stop Trump? Isn't he the head of the government? You're saying the government would be too small to stop Trump. If Trump's the president, why would the government, the bureaucracy, be actively trying to stop him?
Because they want to shredding the Constitution and creating an authoritarian dictatorship. That's why.
And no matter who is in office, I'm going to hold them accountable. But more importantly, I'm going to make sure the government is working for the American people.
Both of you all made an interesting point, which is that your view is that Trump is shredding the Constitution. I'd like to hear more about that. But that it seems to me that you all both believe that the unelected part of our government, the bureaucracy, has a responsibility to resist the political leadership. Is that your view?
That's not actually
That's
what
not
we
at
said.
all
We
what I
said they
said.
are
Yeah, it is.
upholding the Constitution, the principles of the Constitution, and at times
How
we
is
have
Trump
seen.
shredding the Constitution?
My God, he's like. Should
I
we
mean,
go to
seriously,
prison?
do we have to
Believe in
give
the
you a
balance of
civics
power,
lesson
Scott?
that we have?
I don't know,
we put all power in the executive
How is
branch.
holding the
The
government-
legislative branch, the FBI. Now we're in control of the military. We're
Yes.
silencing media.
Commander-in-Chief,
This
head
is
of the
what you
military.
do
He has
in a
supreme court of power.
dictatorship.
Are you suggesting that the president is not the commander-in-chief of the military?
I am suggesting that the president is going to put in charge somebody who is going to contravene the Constitution. And at some near point, this conversation will look very silly for you because it will be obvious. And right now, you're gaslighting. But when we get to the actual rubber of the road of this, it will be clear.
I'm interested in this conversation. He's going to put someone in charge who will contravene the Constitution. What do you mean by that? The president is in charge of the military, is he not? You said he's going to put someone in charge of the military?
The president is in charge of the military. That is how it
God.
works.
He's elected president. We, according to the Constitution, vest all executive authority in a president. And the concept that the military should be an independent agency or that the bureaucracy should resist the political leadership of this government is extraordinarily dangerous.
That's what we said. That's just a straw
That's not
man.
what we said. That's literally not what we said.
I'm just repeating back to you your own
I
words.
did.
Somebody called 911. This was a homicide. Scott Jennings just did a homicide. And I'm and not really YouTube, okay? And I don't do my thing. But he killed them so much in this. I want to watch it again. Let's watch it again. This was so masterful. But this time when you look at it, I'm going to shut up. I want you to watch their faces. And when it's important to watch their face, I'm going to do like this. Because when people, I see this all the time, bro. Y'all know people argue with me, people that don't know nothing about politics. They come to me, bro, and I start talking, and when they don't have an answer, what do? They look around. That's not what we said. She looking, help. Somebody help, because I don't know what I was just saying, and I hadn't thought about none of what I'm saying. I'm just talking out and somebody help me, please, on the panel. Watch it. I'm going to do like this when I want you to watch. Roll the clip.
Can we be real for a moment that Doge is not about, right? It's not about spending. It's about shrinking government so that it'll be too small to stop Trump with whatever else is in this plan.
Why would the government stop Trump? Isn't he the head of the government? You're saying the government would be too small to stop Trump. If Trump's the president, why would the the bureaucracy
Look at it.
actively trying to stop him?
Because they
he
want
is
to uphold
shredding
the
the
Constitution.
Constitution and creating an authoritarian dictatorship. That's why.
And no matter who is in office, I'm going to hold them accountable. But more importantly, I'm going to make sure the government is working for the American people.
Both of you all made an interesting point, which is that your view is that Trump is shredding the Constitution. I'd like to hear more about that. But that it seems to me that you all both believe that the unelected part of our government, the bureaucracy, has a responsibility to resist the political leadership. Is that your view?
That's not actually
That's
what
not
we
at all
said. We
what I
said they
said.
are
Yeah, it is.
uphold the Constitution, the principles of the Constitution, and at times
How
that we
is
have
Trump
seen.
shredding the Constitution?
My God, he's like. Should
I
we
mean,
go to
seriously, do we have to give you a
All right, that's good.
I don't know.
She needed a savior. Well, she said she ain't thought about how. She just talking. Well, how she shred the Constitution? Do we have to really? We have to really tell you? You should. You said it. You should have an articulable response to what he's saying, because that's one of the most egregious things that a person in political position or political power could ever do is shred the Constitution. These people are so silly that he make them look embarrassed. I mean, they're completely an embarrassment. Donald Trump, the president, no matter who it is the commander-in-chief. That means that he is the man that controls the U.S. military. That's why he's the most powerful person in the world, because he has the power of, the tactical coercion, if he needs to use it, against other foreign powers. The only reason you free is because he controls the military that will obliterate anybody. He's going to appoint somebody to lead the military he leads the military. How is he going to appoint somebody over him? Quit being silly. Y'all say a dictator and all this, but then you say he's going to appoint somebody over him. Who? Well, and then the federal government. All of this is on the executive branch. It has been like that since the beginning of time. The executive branch has all of our investigatory bodies, plus the military. He has been the head of this from the foundation of the United States of America, I believe. Unless they made some constitutional amendments somewhere a long time ago. What are we saying, people? They just talking. This is more about shrinking the government so the government can't fight back against Trump. So unelected bureaucrats can't overthrow the government. That's what you say. Well, maybe that's a good thing, right? We elected Trump. We didn't elect some of these people. They don't get to do the will of the bureaucrats. It's the will of the people. Let me say this real quick, because share this with your mama and them. All right, clip this and share it with your mama. Do we not understand that it's the United States of America, right? The United States, the states have come together for the people, by the people, we the people. It ain't him, the man, or them, you guys are representing our interests that we put you in positions of power to represent. When you messing up, we hold you accountable. You work for us, the money we work for, we pay your salary. So when you effing up, we deserve to have the right to tell you got to get up out of there. When we elect the president, he needs to do the will of the people that elected him. That's it. If you don't like it, too bad. You don't like us. I don't know how we don't get that. The government don't tell us what to do. We tell the government what to do. The people are the ones who orchestrated and voted and secured what we have today as the Constitution of the United States of America. It wasn't some government system where we didn't have any involvement in. We the people. Y'all, it's funny because it's like almost like I'm trying to think of an analogy where the person who really run the company don't have forgotten that person runs the company. It's like an owner and maybe a CEO. Don't forget that you're the owner of the company. You're the founder of the company. Hopefully, if you did your stuff right, you have the most shares and the most votes. You make all the decisions. The CEO is supposed to roll out what you plan for the company, and they're supposed to make that come to fruition. You hire the person, you fire that person. You don't fire you can't fire the owner or the founder. You founded the company. That's set in stone. We the people founded this country. We have a CEO that we elect every year to run the country. And when you ain't doing what you're supposed to do, you got to go. We don't go. You go. You only get 4 years. We're around here for 80 years. You get 4. You get 8. And that's it. And if we want things done, we vote. I don't know how people are missing that. Anyway, let's go with AOC and her unhinged meltdown over Elon Musk, and then we're going to move on.
Doge did not exist 2 years ago. 19-year-olds were not raiding the Treasury 2 years ago. People who have no idea with medical background have not been hauling in and creating kangaroo courts for scientists to dismiss them 2 years ago. That started happening now. Elon Musk is not a scientist. He is not an engineer. He is a billionaire con man with a lot of money.
Con man?
He does not have this kind of good background. And in fact, while there's some disruption over that, I sincerely ask you all to examine what expertise he has in approving medical devices, in biomedical engineering devices. And if you all think that he is an expert in that, I've got a bridge to nowhere to sell you. These are people's lives that are on the line, and we cannot laugh them away. Genuinely, please, I am asking you to please support this amendment for the people who have medical devices stuck in their body. Thank you, and I yield back.
These people don't know how the world works. They don't know how the world works. Nobody is an expert in everything. That's why you hire experts. Elon Musk, I think, has a working knowledge of a proportion, and I won't say gravitic proportion. That's some technology. He probably know about it, but he know how to get a rocket. He know the science and the mathematical equation to get a rocket off the ground for it to go up in the air. He has a working knowledge of that. He knows the first person in the world history to ever do this, to get the rocket to come back down and sit right where it started. Nobody's ever successfully done that. He did it. So he has a working knowledge on probably about everything that he does. But then there's people with specific expertise that you consult. There's people with expertise that may be similar to yours that you have execute what you're doing. Elon Musk ain't sitting under a rocket screwing bolts and stuff, and in the factory, he may be observing, overlooking it, but he's not putting stuff in place himself. Why? Because he's the brain. Somebody have to be the worker bee, okay? Let me give you an example. I make the videos. My team cut the videos. I could cut the videos. I used to cut the videos before I ever had a team. I don't need to do that because I have a team of people to do it. Therefore, we're more efficient and effective. They know how to do thumbnails and they know how to edit video way better than me. I have a working knowledge of how to edit a video. I know what I like to see the video look like, but I'm not the expert in it. Can I still do it? Yes. But if I want to do it at a proportion that's expansive and I'm omnipresent everywhere on social media, I have to hire people that know a little better about it than I do. That's the key of being a good entrepreneur. I don't know how to screen print. I have a working knowledge of what screen printing is. I have a working knowledge of what plastisol ink is. I have a working knowledge of what machine I should buy and how many hits you need to do in order to have a certain colors. I know what a flash is. I know what dryer I need to buy. I know what curing is. I can look on a chart that we got and I know what temperature to cure the ink on the fabric of what shirt because we have it all scripted. But I hire people that know that way better than me because they operate it every single day. I know a little bit about embroidery, but I hire an expert to do embroidery because I don't know how to work that machine. I know how it probably should go, but that's how anybody with common sense would operate. Bill Gates. You think Bill Gates know everything about Microsoft? No, he doesn't. I doubt he has a lot to do with it. He understands how to put good people in place. Zuckerberg. Is Zuckerberg coding all this stuff? I doubt he's coding anything.